Hello, this is Sam Shepik here for Back to Dials,
And this is Ben Hamer.
and we are just starting round one for the Walker Classic here in the pod format that we have. And we've got two Imperial players, both with rack and basically a side gig. The top player here has 3 interceptors and rack, and then the bottom player, Braden, has rack and a TIE Defender.
And here we have John Conley,
Hey.
organizer of this whole shindig.
Hey,
Would
fellas.
you like to say a word?
Hello, stream. Thanks for watching. And next time you should just come on out. Or, win prizes here. Whatever.
But we will have some prizes later on the stream that we will be giving away, namely a Salacious Crumb card. And is this more swag for them? These
Yeah, no, I
two
will-
bank Colorado.
You get their info, get it to me, and I will send out Colorado Casual 2 banks to winners.
Cool.
Yeah, so we will be talking about that later on when we, I guess, figure out how we're going to do those giveaways.
Yes.
6 rounds, 6
It's-
sets. You guys do them however you want.
We're gonna just have to do it on the fly here.
Yep,
That's how we fly here at
Oh my God,
the
Sam.
Ghost of Back to Dials.
Well, thank you for coming to our stream. It's been a great 3 minutes, and
I guess we're gonna
yeah.
cap it there, huh?
we'll see you next
Oh,
year.
that's sad. I was just getting warmed up.
So we've got our starting maneuvers coming in from both of these players. I am very excited to see both of these decimators go up against each other.
Right, and I'm really curious to see, because it looks like both these decimators are just going to go right through the middle of the board from their positioning, although the bottom decimator looks like he could turn out and hide behind that gas cloud, but that might not be a good position for next turn.
Well, yeah. So it'd be a good defensive position for sure, but with all the firepower coming in from these interceptors and the other decimator, that little bit of extra agility is not going to help it if it tries to hide behind
Even
these
with
gas
those auto
clouds.
thrusters?
Even with those auto thrusters, the one evade and nothing else isn't gonna
Yeah,
isn't
right?
gonna keep it
just,
alive.
Just that one green dice.
Take
But
this
if it,
from someone who played the Ghost in 1.0 a lot.
but it would be 2 dice, right, if it's range 3?
If it's range 3, yeah.
Yeah, well, it is kind of a long shot. I guess the other option that decimator has is a 2-turn going and following the TIE Defender, but here we have 3 banks from those interceptors sort of cutting off the middle of the board here, and
Yeah, so it really looks like Rexler is going to be kind of forced to take these interceptors head on, which I mean, it can do. He
It's-
doesn't necessarily want to, but he's capable.
What he wants, at least it's what the interceptor player wants.
Yes.
Looks like we have a bump. Yeah, it would appear so.
Not a huge deal in this opening round or these opening rounds.
Well, I don't
but-
know. I guess it depends on where Rexler goes.
Yeah, this is definitely going to mess with his formation later on. This one just barely missing that bump. So there, must have just been an accident in setup where they
Sure.
weren't quite spaced.
1, 2, and 3. All right. We don't have number pink to joke around with today, unfortunately.
I don't know what that means.
What?
You don't know what number pink
What?
means? Get out of this booth right now.
I'm out.
School
Peace.
him. School him.
Well, number pink for the... Oh, and we have a 1 bank from the Defender, which is very uncharacteristic. They like those 3 speeds or faster, right, Ben?
Yeah, he was definitely. He's trying to take it slow to kind of see what these interceptors are going to do before he really commits to anything, I think.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It'll be interesting to see what he does next turn, because I believe that Defender has... Is the 2-turn white on a Defender? I'm forgetting that.
I don't fly defenders.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've flown a Defender.
Let's see if this thing tells us our dial maneuvers. That would be
I
cool.
mean, we could go on to the Yasby. Oh,
It
there it
does.
is. Look at that. So the 2-turn is in fact red.
Yeah, so it's definitely not in the best position, especially with that debris right in front of it. That kind of forces it into either some unwanted stress, which is going to take away everything a defender can do,
Yeah, pretty much.
or it's going to be forced to turn to the right here.
And even then, if it turns to the right, it's gonna have have a really difficult time pointing that gun back into the fight.
Yeah, here we have the Decimator coming in with a 4 straight, just gonna force an encounter here.
Yes.
I think that the Interceptors definitely have superior firepower right now, since the Defender is missing the things it likes to have,
Right.
and
Right.
he's gonna have a lot of shots.
And it
on
looks
target.
like Braden Beard, the bottom Decimator there with the blood stripes, was out of range of any firing.
Was
out of range
he
of
was out of
Vader?
range of Vader.
Was that what they were
Yeah,
measuring
He was
for?
measuring range 2.
Oh,
for
okay,
Darth Vader.
I didn't see which ruler he grabbed. Okay. Gotcha.
So here we have some range measurements. Looks like we have range 3 through the rock at the Interceptor number 1. Looks like probably a range 2 shot into rack here.
I think that's 3 unobstructed, yeah.
Is that 3? I couldn't
Yeah.
quite tell on that ruler.
That ruler is kind of bland from the eye.
Yeah, we can't really distinguish the lines here, but I see a lot of paint. It
It
looks
looks like 2
hits.
hits. Okay, yeah, put it.
And yep, that was a range 3. Here's the 1 die from rack with the reinforce active as well.
And 1 evade, it looks like.
So it looks like 1 shield off of rack here.
Oh, right,
And-
we need to.
Oh, yes. I forgot that
Oh, and
we're
it
in
looks
charge of
like
that now.
one of the rear admirals has too many hull. Because it should have.
No, one of those has a hull upgrade on
Oh,
it.
does it have a hull upgrade?
Yes.
Oh, look at
I
that.
do believe I've taken the shield. Oh, I didn't actually take any shields off. I apologize in advance. I am struggling with this interface.
I think we're all struggling this morning with just waking up and trying to get here to begin with.
Yeah, we're, I apologize in advance. I am working on the tech myself with the overlay today and did not know I'd be doing that. So.
Surprise! But here we are with another range 3 shot.
Looks like
And what-
hit crit.
Did you pick up on who he was shooting at? Because
I did not. I
Okay.
was focused on the overlay, but we can ask our tech monkey in the other room. Adam, tech monkey.
okay, so another shield off of Steve's rack.
Another shield off of rack.
3 shields. Should be the bottom.
Yes.
Cool.
And there we go.
Excellent. And then we've got another hit crit.
Looks
On
like
the
this is going into
Rexler.
Rexler,
Okay.
so 4 dice with 2 evades
Two-
and no damage.
No
will go through.
damage.
That is definitely the best outcome he could have hoped for when
Yes.
he's missing all his toys like this.
Indeed. Oh, and they're just talking about range bands there. The 3 obstructed shot coming into Rexler from the back interceptor with no mods.
2 crits, and here we have should be 5 dice coming from Rexler.
Oh, he's
with
fine.
3 evades.
He's absolutely fine.
You
Wow.
never shoot at a defender.
You shoot at him now when he only has a focus token. Look at Natty's coming from another interceptor here.
These interceptors are rolling hot.
And so is
Rexler.
Rexler.
Rolling just as
He's
hot.
just going to have to spend that focus, though. So this next shot will be an unmodded defense. And here comes the interceptor. And there's 3 more hits
Yeah.
after that focus.
This could mean a little bit of damage.
Ooh.
that.
Yep,
that
there's
hurts.
2 shields. That's a
2
big
shields off of
deal.
Rexler.
That is a big deal. Although he is not Finn.
Yeah, I refuse to engage
Dang.
in what you're trying to do.
Come on, man.
No, this is the second time you've done the big deal joke, and I refuse to participate.
Well, I guess you can't win them all.
Why have I done this to myself?
I mean, you did decide to come in and commentate with me.
Oh, I know.
What'd you expect?
This, I guess. You have a point. I am seeing
And it
lots of
looks
talking
like
and pointing.
A judge call, I think, is what I heard.
Yes, disclaimer ahead of time. We only have 1 pair of headphones into the room, and Sam is wearing them.
Yes.
So I will be pretending to know what's happening.
and I'm just going to have to fill him in.
Like to
Right.
take this opportunity to thank everyone for coming out, and thank you to our various sponsors. I don't have the list of names in front of me,
Yeah,
but
neither do I.
I expect that we've gotten lots of stuff from Tabletop Legion and District Foundry, seeing as both of those players are here today.
And the Tabletop Foundry is those blue tokens
You
that
have
we have.
mixed both the names together.
But
Tabletop Legion?
oh,
Is that the one you
Tabletop
meant?
Legion. I have mixed both of them. Okay, yes. So Tabletop Legion has the tokens that we are using. Those nice blue,
These
crisp
beautiful
looking-
giant stream tokens.
yes. Those tokens are Tabletop Legion. God, that's gonna throw me the rest of the day.
Yes, so thank you so much to Anthony for providing those.
Yes, and
Our
he
buddy
has
over at Tabletop
he has a
Legion.
code. Walker19 is the coupon code, and that's good for 30% off today until Tuesday.
Right on. I will be buying many things.
Yeah, I wonder if we could maybe get that up on the stream, that code.
I think that is definitely part of our transition overlay, so that will be
Is
up
it?
later on.
Okay, cool.
Here we've got all our dials set down. A little bit of double checking. Ooh, I like this camera.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had this.
Surprise!
Man, that's what happens when you show up late.
Well, we also had it last night for our Mandalorian Mayhem.
Ah, you think I was watching and not playing Pokemon.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah, how dare you? I
I
will
know.
echo Adam's sentiments. How dare you?
Thank you so much to everyone who donated last night, though. As always, Mandalorian was fantastic. I did catch a little bit of it.
Oh, look,
But,
now he's coming out.
I know. Now I gotta really come out and say that the thing I said was wrong. I lied.
What a liar. How dare he? But we did raise almost $2,000, which was
Wow.
almost the same amount as last year. And
Amazing.
yeah, it was amazing. We only had about half the players. Anyway, we should take a look at what's going on in the game, and it looks like that lead interceptor is going right into the 4K here, which
Looking to catch the Rexler turning in front of him, I'm guessing.
exactly.
Hoping that he's gone for the gambit of turning over the debris.
I'm a little surprised he didn't go for the block, just sort of a two-turn and maybe a focus into a barrel roll.
A block or even a safe bet with a slow maneuver where he could catch the right turn or the unexpected debris maneuver.
Right, but here we have the 3 bank.
yeah, so we definitely have a block if he takes that right direction maneuver. Either he took a red turn and is going to be sitting there tokenless, or he'll get blocked and will be sitting there tokenless. And
Yay.
then Rack can eat him alive.
Nom nom nom. It's not even lunch yet.
Is it?
But I do have some snacks for us.
Excellent.
Yes.
This just in, folks. Sam Shepik is the best.
I mean, I got to keep my commentary buddy here fed, or else we're going to be talking about food until lunchtime.
Are you taking digs at me and Asa? Because
Yes.
that definitely did not happen 2 years ago. You're a liar.
Yes, I am. I am not a liar, but I am taking digs. Yes, you are correct. Especially on CAC stream that one year. That was very entertaining.
Yeah, well, what was it, 2 years ago? Asa and I ordered Jimmy John's, and it took over an hour to
Yeah,
get
I
here.
remember that.
So
That
we
was
spent our
really
whole
funny.
after lunch round
Yeah,
complaining.
that was great. And here we see a 2 bank from that last interceptor just sort of following him behind.
So now that I've seen this, I think he was definitely expecting a right bank or turn from Rexler, which kind of makes me question what number 1 was doing there, but probably just trying to keep his options open.
Probably.
But,
in case
But that was an interesting move.
in case Rexler decides to just jet forward and maybe a 5 straight clears past that interceptor. I kind of doubt it.
I think it would clear.
Oh,
here
here's
we
a
have
barrel roll. Interesting. I would almost barrel roll the other direction, but
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game, so
Very true. You are not. Yeah, I mean, I think he could probably clear the interceptor had it stayed in its other position. I think a 5 straight would have cleared, but the real question is the decimator and how that would get in the way.
correct. Yeah, so let's see what the TIE Defender is doing. And it looks like... Oh, look at that. 5 straight right through. And, yeah, he would have
Right
cleared
over the
that
debris.
if he hadn't barrel rolled. He would have definitely cleared
Yeah.
that. That was a good call. It's really different looking at the table on stream.
Yeah, you don't quite get... Oh, this is the... Is this the 4K?
This is a 5 straight.
Oh,
5
can't-
straight.
I can't distinguish any templates.
Well,
and that decimator didn't quite get in the way I thought it would. It is really hard to distinguish distance from this angle.
It really
but-
is, yes.
And that Rexler should be
Stressed
if I'm
and
not
roll for
mistaken.
some damage too.
Yeah, it looks like we've missed a step here.
Oh,
we
he
caught it.
remembered. Here it goes. Any crits? Oh,
Ooh, that is rough.
there goes another shield off of
Ugh.
Rexler. That's 3 shields in
Rexler is
less
taking
than
a
a round.
beating. That's more shields than I ever get off a defender.
Yeah. Braden is shocked that and I am too, honestly.
Oh yeah, that's usually... I usually consider flying over debris to be a pretty safe bet.
Well-
that 1 in 8 chance doesn't usually come through that often.
Right.
But,
That,
man.
but also the fact that he's missing 3 shields.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only been 1 round of combat.
Yeah, this Rexler's been in a rough position since the beginning. I think that slow 1 bank that we saw behind the debris cloud in the beginning was probably a bit of a misstep. Maybe a bank out to the left there might have kept him out of danger and in a better position for
That,
later.
or maybe even just going straight past the debris cloud and
Yeah.
then boosting around it. And yeah, you don't have a focus, but you get that evade token from going fast.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you're getting shot at. You don't have the protection of the debris cloud. Maybe that would be more of a mistake, but it gives you more options for your next few rounds.
Right, because now he's kind of in a jam that he doesn't really like to be in.
Right.
The defender likes to have a lot of room to move around, to make those K turns.
And it looks like we have a Dauntless into a Reinforce on the 4, and then we have the 1 straight from the other Sure now, and I think that clears, actually. This is going to
No,
be
it
a...
looks like they're judging it a bump. Yep.
Okay. So then that's lucky for Braden Sure now. However, that defender, I wonder which way that arc is facing on that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, both of these racks have Dauntless, so that
Yeah.
arc can really be pointed
Yeah.
wherever it wants to be.
That's true.
Because that Sheer now, Steve Sheer now is not going to be taking any shots this round.
Right, they both have Dauntless.
Yeah. So Steve's is not going to be taking any shots this round, which means he can put all his energy into offense.
Right. And you're right.
Unless,
right.
actually, I can't quite tell from this angle whether it hit the interceptor first or whether
I
it
think
hit the other rack first.
they called it on the table that it hit the interceptor first.
Oh, so maybe it could take some shots here. I don't know.
Yes. So it bumped the interceptor, and then he also reinforced his 4 as well. So they're
So
just
we're
going
just
to
gonna have
take
a
a
good
couple
ol'
of haymakers at each other.
Oh, yeah. With that rack ability, it's going to be just hammering into each other.
Yes, that is. I wonder if he could, if he wanted to, maybe even take a rear shot at that defender potentially, depending on where that arc is as well.
That is probably what I would do. It puts him in a little bit of an awkward position where he wants to reinforce the front for that rack shot, which means he doesn't have it in the back for his offense ability.
Right.
So,
I don't know. It's definitely weird because that defender is tokenless.
yeah. But effectively, if this rack shoots at Rexler, he is also effectively tokenless.
Right.
So now you're 4 dice into 3, which the odds are in your favor. But
Right. Then it just comes down to the luck of the gods.
Yep. The dice gods. I don't know what I did to anger them in my life, but
Well, you
Not
just
enough
decided to show
sacrifices.
up late to all your events.
look, only 10 times has that happened. Only every time I ever go to a tournament do I show up late, Sam.
Okay.
That's nothing.
Well, I guess I need to time you next time. see how fast you run the 40. And we have
Yeah.
some dice being rolled
And don't
here.
bother looking through your text history. You definitely won't find any texts from me asking you to hang on 10 minutes because I'm almost there.
So we do have some rack on rack action, and it's Braden has the initiative. So his rack is shooting first.
Yep, using that offense ability here for 3 hits.
It looks like 1 and 2 crits.
Oh. Oh
But-
my.
Is he thinking about a? Oh, he's spending a force for another crit.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
That,
So
I
fifth
forgot
brother
about that fifth brother.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
So make it 3 crits and a hit. It's almost like somebody else's dice.
Now, if I'm not mistaken here, ignoring Sam bragging about his loaded dice that he bought
So
on
we have
eBay.
weapons failure.
Oof, brutal. Side note. No, I almost would have just used Rack's ability rather than spend the force here because only one of those crits was ever going to hit the hull. And I am updating our overlay.
Yes, we're
We
getting
got
on that
3 shields
overlay
off
here, and then 1 crit.
and 1
Who's weapons failure?
weapons failure. Oh, there's so many crits
And then
now.
we just had a blank
did
out
this?
there.
This overlay rocks.
Yeah, that overlay is really easy to use. It'd be nicer if we had a different laptop, though.
Well, we could have, and we will next round.
We will next round, yes. So then we have another shot. Looks like
2
rack
crits.
on to Rexler.
And
Oh,
here
the TIE Interceptor?
yeah, this
Interceptor
looks like tie
onto
number 1.
Rex. So Rex got 1 shield and takes a crit.
Oof.
So Rex is out of
And
shields,
that
and
is-
that's half points.
Yeah.
So we have Steve going into the lead with 45 points here. Takes an early lead in the second round of shooting.
That Rexler has taken a beating.
I mean, it didn't help that debris cloud.
Yeah.
Looks like 3 hits into
Looks like
nothing.
into rack with nothing, and using that reinforce.
So 2 hits. Oh, doing no lone wolf. So it's just 2 hits because of the reinforce. All right, and
So
I
far,
think
this has
that
just been an
is-
all-out brawl. I love it.
This feels very much like 1.0 almost, where the players are just going at each other instead of sort of skirting the edge and trying to test each other.
Yeah. This is like some 1.0 Oiken where
Yeah,
you just
they just
fly
go
straight at each other.
Right. It's absolutely bonkers. But now, where do we go from here? That's the real question, because Rexler is stressed, and his blue maneuvers are all straight except the bank, the one bank.
Yeah, so he's going to have to just move fast and try to get away so that he can get his evade, get his focus, try to reset. Both of these decimators are going to have to, make some sweeping turns. The interceptors are what I'm really interested in here because their formation is broken up a little bit. One of them is set to continue chasing down Rexler, but the other 2 are going to have to turn around and kind of reset themselves.
Right. And it'll be very curious to see exactly what Rexler does, because I believe that debris cloud, at least from this angle, looks to be directly in his path.
Yeah, so I think probably just a 3 straight, take the free evade, take the focus, and just be set up for a better maneuver next round. And
Sure.
just hope that being tokened up will keep you alive.
Sure. I almost...
Any shots that Shiranow is going to take at him here are going to be range 3, because he doesn't have an easy turnaround.
I mean, if he does a 3 straight, you think he might do a barrel roll and then take that evade off of his chassis ability to set up a K-turn next round?
I mean, he definitely could. It's just a matter of... positioning advantage versus the tokens to stay alive.
Right.
Barrel roll means no focus, means higher risk.
Right. Alternatively, it could put him at a out of range of shooting depending on where that interceptor is, but honestly that
I mean,
interceptor...
the benefit here is that he'll know where that interceptor is.
Right.
So.
It'll be very curious to see what that interceptor does, because if he does like a 4 straight, which I believe is green or blue on the interceptor dial, then
That
he
is
could
blue.
just do a focus into a boost and sort of be right on Rexler's tail.
Yeah, I don't think Rexler is going to be able to shake that interceptor at all. I think he just needs to hope that he can survive it and get turned around.
Right.
That stress is really hurting him here.
Yes,
because
it is.
really what he would like to do is a 4K, take the evade, take the focus, and shoot with juke.
Right.
But,
And maybe his rack, Braden's rack, the Bloodstripe rack, or the rack that is not currently on his peg right now could potentially get in there and maybe tee off on that interceptor. And here's a 3 straight from that interceptor that is chasing down Rexler.
And it looks like he's just taking a focus here. Might put that into a boost, but
Nope, it looks like we're going right over the debris cloud with the next interceptor.
looking to stay pointed at rack, it looks like.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. I didn't expect him to just climb right over the debris cloud.
But that's probably the point. Do the thing you don't expect to get. They don't expect to get your guns pointed where you need them.
Exactly. And no
So-
actions. Not that he cares about actions with him colliding with his other interceptor buddy.
Right, clearing a stress and then gaining it back and rolling for that debris cloud. Looks like we've got a little bit of token soup on the table. Okay, I think we've cleared it up now.
Yeah. He wanted 2 stress, but I don't think he really wanted 2 stress there.
I think one of those stress was left over.
Oh,
from,
interesting. I was really thinking he was going to do a K-turn there.
Yeah, but a sloop, I think, positions him better for later.
I forgot that the interceptors have a sloop.
Yeah.
That's a 2.0 gem there. I don't fly interceptors at all, really, in 2.0, and I haven't really flown against any because they
No one
die.
flies 'em.
Yeah, they just die. But
Unless.
I feel like there is sort of a trend with taking unnamed interceptors into the fray, because there was a swarm where it was like 2 or 3 TIE fighters and then a couple of interceptors.
I've seen some Admiral Sloan swarms using
Yeah.
interceptors. Asa flew that for a while. I didn't like it.
Looks like we have a bump here from Braden Chernow.
Yep, looks like that was a 1 straight to just clear the stress that he will probably gain back for a Dauntless action here. That's what I would do. He's probably debating where he is going to take that reinforce, not knowing where Steve's rack is going to end up.
Right, Death Troopers does not allow him to clear that stress, apparently.
That is correct. That's rough. And here's the 3 straight from Rexler, which is about what I expected. Clearing that stress gets him the free evade, and we'll see.
We'll see what he decides to do.
I think a barrel roll might be a good play here.
Especially
to the
since he's too close to that to really do any fast maneuvers.
Yeah, I think probably a barrel roll right and back to set him up for a K-turn next round, and just hope that rack doesn't finish him off.
And
because that's the problem, is he still doesn't know where that rack is going to be.
And it looks like he's countering that with going the opposite direction so that he is farther away from rack.
Yeah, I think that gives him a little bit less maneuverability options, because it looks like a 4K is still going to go over that debris cloud next round. It might not. It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but I think that's probably the right call.
Yeah, definitely keeping away from rack is always the right call, especially if he just does a 1 straight and bumps, and then Dauntlesses.
And he gets to use his Dauntless action, which is
just absolutely nuts. And it looks like we have another judge call coming in.
Looks like we are.
So he's checking to see if he's flipping a damage card with Dauntless, and he can do it with Dauntless. So he's flipping a damage card.
Flipping that weapons failure.
That way he's rolling all them dice. That's how we roll here.
Too early.
Yeah, Ben just hates me already, and it's not even noon.
I feel I have made a grave error.
What have you done?
Uh-oh, Conley, what error have you made?
Listening to Sam's puns.
Oh, well, yeah.
Nobody likes my puns, apparently. I'm sure
Sam.
Asa would enjoy my puns.
Sam, the point of puns is that nobody enjoys them. The only person who gets any joy out of it is the one saying them.
Really? Because I've said plenty of puns that people enjoy.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I'm pretty sure Adam enjoys all my puns, don't you, Adam?
You can't use Adam's taste as a judge of her.
Okay, so Interceptor 3 has taken a damage. Okay, so we can... Oh, yeah, you can change the icon color.
Ooh.
Yeah, so make it red. Blood red. Sure.
Well, let me do the actual damage.
Yeah.
I will just sit here and play with the overlay while Sam talks.
That was a
I think
blank
that's
out.
a good use of our time.
Or, oh, it's a crit. Okay, he's fine. The Interceptor took no damage from that shot. And Rack is
Man.
going to shoot back at the TIE Defender. Looks like a
Here's-
range 2.
Here's hoping for Rexler's
barely.
sake that he's able to survive this.
Yeah, well, it's an unmodded shot. Only one hit, so pretty likely that he'll get away unscathed.
That was...
No!
Oh, he's got to spend that evade.
Oh, gross.
I was going to say, with the way these dice have been rolling, I wouldn't be surprised if that shot did some damage.
Yeah, that's fair.
That... I don't think he rolled enough green dice there.
Oh. And that Interceptor kills Rexler.
Oof.
Wow.
That's a big oof.
That hurts. Yeah, that Rexler is gone. And the crit
That
damage
is-
sensor array. Not that it matters too terribly.
That is really unfortunate for Braden here. So since we're now in this state with a slightly injured Rack and a dead Rexler, do you think there's anything he can do to kind of recover the game, or even
Yeah,
just recover some points here?
Take the weapons failure off. That
Oh,
would be
yes.
good. So looks like 2 hits coming from Rex.
I don't know how to remove
Wait,
crits
I
in this
just
overlay.
sort of lost where we were here. Hit crit onto Rack from an Interceptor. Right.
So that weapons failure is gone, but I can't find a way in this overlay to remove it.
So
So
we
we will
have-
just have to remember that.
We have a damage sensor array onto the other Rack.
That hurts a lot.
He's down 3 hull. So
Down
he
3?
should be at 10 hull. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
so there he is.
You know, you hate to see it this early, but it does look like this is kind of the swan song here.
Yeah,
for
Braden. Yeah, because he's lost his big cheese.
Yeah, and he's already got a severely injured Rear Admiral. I think he can definitely pull some points out of Steve's Rack here, but beyond that, I don't really see much that can be done.
That or maybe trying to tee off on one of those interceptors.
Yeah, I cannot see the point. Oh, here we go. So looking at point totals of each of these ships, I think his best bet is probably to try and go for half hull on that
Rack.
that Rear Admiral.
Sure, because that'll be worth the most amount of points.
Yeah.
And it is 90-0 currently. Steve just taking a big lead.
Yeah, it's been rough for Braden's squad here.
Yeah, well, that mistake was going through the debris cloud.
Yeah, I mean, I really think the positioning on that one bank with the Rexler, that really hurt him in the beginning.
Yes.
Um,
If he had barrel rolled there to get out of the way of that debris cloud, it almost might have suited him better, maybe.
Yeah, because that kind of set him up to not get any shots and just not have the positioning and maneuverability that those defenders really like to have.
Right. He just totally took that away from Rex. But hopefully in the next couple rounds he's learned from that and will make better use of Rexler's maneuverability.
Oh yeah, I'm almost positive. I've seen Braden play. I think he will
He's
not.
pretty
make that
good. He's a
mistake
good
again.
player. Yeah, it's sad that his Rexler got nixed so early.
And definitely some bad dice involved in that
Yeah,
too. There were some
that's-
insane hits.
That's fair as well, because it was all natties, And then the fact that he just completely whiffs on
Yeah.
3 dice defense
Yeah.
shots.
It was really unfortunate. Here we've got some straight maneuvers coming in from these interceptors, with number 2 bumping into.
I'm not quite sure if we can remove that.
Yeah, I cannot find a way to remove crits on this overlay. So for anybody watching, the weapons
working on
failure
it.
on Steve's Rear Admiral Sheeran is gone. That has been repaired. And oh, how did you do that?
There's an X there. Adam keeps telling me that there's an X next to it, so I just found the X.
Just pressed the
and
X.
X marks the spot.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right. Look, when you say it that way, it makes me sound stupid.
well, I was just trying to pull an Indiana Jones quote, but that's the wrong place for that, I guess. So we have, I believe that was a 2-turn with a focused barrel roll. So he is stressed, looking to just have arc on rack.
I'm really enjoying that.
And
I
we
can
have
do
another.
This.
Oh, it looks like that bottom interceptor bumped into rack with just a 2 straight, probably clearing
We
his
got
stress.
a huge jam up here.
And that interceptor bumps and doesn't move.
Braden definitely hoping that
And
these
then
bumps will.
that rack bumps. Oh
He's
my.
definitely hoping that these bumps can keep rack alive.
I wonder what. Looks like nobody really moved except that one interceptor.
Yeah, I mean, number 2 did move slightly forward, but that's about it. Both of these Rear Admiral
That-
Sheeranows just staying put, which is really advantageous for Steve, having those Death Troopers on him.
Right. The fact that you just can't Dauntless, that's almost a brilliant counterplay to a mirror match.
Yeah, it really is.
No wonder he just went right after Braden's rack.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that he had those Death Troopers.
Yeah, without those Death Troopers, this would have been a completely different game. The positioning would have been completely different. Here we've got 4 dice going into him with 2 hits and a focus.
And it's
Rerolled
probably
with Lone Wolf.
into that interceptor number 1.
That
and
would be my
there's
guess.
a crit. And we have
And
one
we have-
evade. Ooh, he's spending it.
Yep, so he will be taking 1 crit to the hull.
Looks like
This is on interceptor number 1,
loose stabilizer.
who does not have any damage yet, and a loose stabilizer.
Oh, so he's down 2 because he took one from Vader as well.
Oh. So there's half points
Yeah,
right there.
that's-
Braden is pulling some stuff out of it. Here we got 2 hits and a crit. 2 hits, 2 crits
Woof.
with the reroll.
Woof.
And our
That's weird that
crits-
it's not giving Braden points. A direct hit onto rack. So it's
So that should be,
It should be-
5 total.
hit. 5 total.
And that was
weapons
2
failure.
crits. Weapons failure.
So he should be at 2 left.
Should be at 2. We must have missed a shot.
Wait. Keep the 5. Keep
okay,
the 5.
that's what I thought.
Okay.
Making me feel crazy.
Adam is telling me dumb things, so.
Adam.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why our overlay is not
it's not
updating Braden's points
giving
here, but
points to Braden.
He should have half points on one of those interceptors.
Right, and those interceptors are 30 points?
I believe so.
So 15 points should be awarded to Braden. Huh.
We will look into that for the next round.
Yeah, well, we're also switching computers next round, too.
True.
That will be much nicer.
ThinkPads aren't good computers.
Okay,
bad at being
and
a
so I am thinking that we're just going to see the Rear Admiral probably just get slapped around.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect Braden to do one of 2 things here: either stay put and hope to continue this huge traffic jam and just throw some damage into interceptors, or blast out as fast as he can and just try to throw in some rear shots.
And number 1's going to 2 straight and bump into his very own rack. And then we're going to have another interceptor here, number 2. He's going to do a sloop. 3 sloop. I think it's gonna
I believe
clear,
that will fit.
and then we're gonna. I guess he's thinking that Braden is just gonna sit there and.
Yeah, and this gives him a good shot if that is the case.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Braden is very limited by his dial here with that stress.
Right.
I mean, I would almost just rock it out with a 4 straight, because you're gonna be stressed either way because of those death troopers. So you may as well get away from this.
Right. Because this is, as Akbar would say, a trap.
He would say that.
He would. But he's not Imperial either. So they clearly did not see the trap coming.
Yeah, there was no one there to shout it for him. Little known fact, that's actually why the Rebels won in the movies. It's all because Akbar shouted it's a trap.
Right.
Without that, they never would have made
But
it.
here's the real question is, as we see the 4K turn from The Last Defender, Leia screamed, "It's a trap" in Empire Strikes Back. And that was before it was cool. So...
Look, we all already knew that Leia was a hipster.
Good old Carrie
Just-
Fisher.
The hair alone, that's a very hipster hairdo, right?
It is. It is. Okay.
Thought about doing that with my own hair.
Let's see what that other rack is doing. A 3 bank out. Oh,
3 bank. That is. Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Gets his rear gun pointed where he needs it.
and
Gets him
he's-
some distance
right.
for possibly some defense dice here, which is what he is sorely needing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure green dice are not going to answer his issues at this point, especially without any tokens. But yes, that is essentially a good move for Braden.
Ooh, those models getting in the way.
Spatial drift. I guess we'll see what
Stuff
this
moves in
other rack
space.
does. I think it's a 1 straight if I'm eyeing
I
that
would
dial
guess a
correctly.
1 bank.
Yep, looks like a straight.
That. Yep.
So then he can just... I wonder if he'll have arc out the back. It looks like he will. So
I
he can...
almost would have gone for a 1 bank there and just turn the arc to the side so that he can continue
Sure.
to chase.
I have a feeling that it might overlay one of those obstacles, though, with that big base.
That
so
is
then
true.
he wouldn't get an action. Looks like he's reinforcing the front. Is
That
that
is the
correct?
rear.
Oh, is that the rear?
Solid line on the back.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Rear reinforced so that he can defend against this other rack and get his ability. So we've got some range 3s, some range 3 options for Braden here, or a range 1 on that already injured interceptor.
Right. So then he could either get 15 more points off of that interceptor, but he still needs to do a lot more damage to get any points out of
Yeah.
the opposing admiral.
Yeah, and I think the interceptor is probably his better bet to take a ship off the board here. He does have, technically speaking,
Oh,
2
he
options
Vadered.
to get.
He Vadered that interceptor.
Oh. And now we'll probably see either some shots into rack, or he does have a chance to get 15 more points out of interceptor number 3
And
here
that
with just 1
overlay
damage.
is still not...
That is still not updating with Braden's points. That's we will have to look into that.
That's strange.
Braden should have 30 points here, though.
Yes, so 145 to 30.
Oh, you know, I already see what happened. Yeah, I already know how to fix that for next round.
Excellent.
It has to do with how I imported the XWS.
Excellent.
So I can fix that
No,
next
no
round.
pun intended. Actually, puns are intended. I'm sorry, I lied. Well, it looks like we have an evaded rack shot from one of the interceptors, and then we're going to have a rack-on-rack action here. Range 2
Range 2 looks
unobstructed.
unobstructed.
Unobstructed was the call from the table.
All right. So we got 3 dice into the 1 reinforce.
He's re-rolling.
Using Lone Wolf. So 2 hits, which means 1 will go through.
I don't think he had Lone Wolf there. I wonder how he got that reroll. Maybe it was Sloan because he's stressed. That's what it is. The Sloan because
Oh, I
he
was
is
looking at the
Sloan.
wrong rack.
You were.
So that will
Get
be
racked.
so that'll be 2 damage then.
Yes.
Into Braden's rear.
Correct.
I thought that was a shot from a
2
different.
damage. So he's got 3 left and 2 interceptors. He's got. Oh, we missed
Yeah,
a shot.
so we just had a big hit from another interceptor,
Oh,
and there's the
and
game.
that's the game right there. GG. And
So our point totals at the top do not actually reflect the score. I apologize for that. So we have total destruction on Braden's side and 30 points off of Steve here, I believe.
right. And so that. With that, we will hopefully have a much better game coming to you next round. And
I wouldn't say that wasn't a good game. It was just very fast and bloody.
They definitely went at each other's throats, that's for sure.
Yeah. They were both banking on being able to throw out harder hits, and unfortunately Braden lost
Right.
that
Well, I
gamble.
mean, it was a joust, and in the X-Wing community, what we like to say is that somebody is always wrong in the joust. And in this case, it was definitely Braden.
So thank you for joining us. We still have, I would guess, about 20 to 25 minutes left in this round for the other players. So
Yes.
we will be back with round 2 around then.
Momentarily, yes. And this is Sam, and I'm joined by...
Sam. No, this is Ben.
Okay.
I'm Sam Shepik.
And we'll
You've been lied to.
we'll see you next round.